we are going to see the viewpoint, which is the integrated tool of Teradata for all the three tools: Teradata Manager, Workload Management, Performance Monitor. So we installed Teradata 14 for this, but it's not reliable as of now for the demo version to see the viewpoint, because it takes a long time to boot the system and then to make the viewpoint up. So it is just try to see if it is up during our session. We can see it. Otherwise, what we'll do is we will go through the snapshots where you can imagine what are the windows, what are the pop-ups that would come up, and how we monitor the health of the system by using the viewpoint. And so this is the welcome screen for the viewpoint. It just asks you for the username and password. So once you are having your own login ID and password, you can able to log on to the viewpoint, which is a web-based utility. And once you log on, this is the screen, which we'll call it as a portal. Generally we call everything as portal in web-based, right? So it is a portal. So the data viewpoint is a portal, and we'll have the contents to be added in the portal. You can see add content here. Max. Add content, where you can see.
So might as well do it, you know. And there are days when it's not.
Can it be
everything is
unmute,
not
please?
perfect, but
So this is the add content. So first time when you log in, you will have a blank portal where you can customize your portal window with the frequently used monitoring activities what we generally do. Okay, for what you are responsible for, because each DBA may not be responsible for everything. Okay, some DBAs may be monitoring the machines, some DBAs will do the TASMs, some DBAs will do the reporting. Okay, the DBQL reporting and the access log reporting. So when you first log into the viewpoint, you will see the add content, whether you want to monitor. Okay, within monitor you will have a sub task: query monitoring, session monitoring, your workload monitoring, all those things. And you will have the TASM, Teradata Active System Management. So within the TASM you will have the priority scheduler, okay, workload management, and the DBQL processor. And tools, you will have some useful tools to see how is the response time currently for the system. And trend report, how it is being performed, how the resources being consumed, some reports and graphs you can see in trend reports. Okay, and shared portlets. Portlet means the sub windows in the portal. Okay. So this is all a portal. So if you want to paste the monitoring window here and then TASM window here, you can have it. Okay, two different windows, but that windows within the portal are called as portlets. The child portals, you can say. Portal is a parent window here in web-based applications. Portlet is the child window of the particular portal, so we call it as a portlet. See here, monitoring. Within monitoring, these are the sub monitoring tasks. Okay. Alert viewer, canary response time. The canary response time is an activity where it would have a standard query which will be executed on the machine, and it will calculate what is the response time. Based on the response time, you can understand if the Teradata is very busy or moderate or free. Okay, so that is called as the canary response time, which is a standard query which is executed continuously on the machine, and it will give you the response time so that you can calculate if the Teradata server is responding or it is very busy with the resources. Those things you can see in canary response. Lock viewer. So what all objects are currently locked by the archivals, the load utilities, everything you can see in the lock viewer. Metrics analysis. My queries, whatever queries I am executing, I can see the performance of those queries. Node resources. It will show you what are the possible nodes in the machine, and one more thing is viewpoint can be connected to multiple machines at the same time. If you have development server, UAT server, and production server, you can combinedly configure the viewpoint for all the three machines, and you can see the performance of all the machines at the same time. Okay, so those are the advantages of the viewpoint. You can connect multiple machines, and it is a web-based tool, so you can connect to any machine with the login and passwords. And it is the integration of three different utilities, okay, which is coming up with Teradata 13 onwards, and from Teradata 14 it is going to be the only tool probably. They may be decommissioning the other tools. The functionality would be same, but the flexibility to work with the three utilities will be integrated in the viewpoint. So node resources you can see. So whatever nodes connected and configured for the viewpoint, you can combinedly monitor the nodes. Productivity and query monitor. Query spotlight, system health. All these are to monitor the health of the machine and current sessions, current queries, and to take proper actions in case if they are not performing as per the expectations. So this is the query monitoring what we have selected here. So we are going to see, okay, once you click the query monitoring, it will show you the possible nodes which are connected to the viewpoint. So you have to select on which node you want to see all the queries performance. Okay, so there are some 5 different servers here, so you can select one of those so that you can see the performance of the queries on the particular machine. And then there is one more pop-up. Do you want to see the query monitoring as per the sessions or as per the users, as per the account strings? Okay, the priorities are the utility based. You can select one of those from the pop-up, and then it will give you the complete session information, the queries executed as per the session and as per the machine what you selected. Okay, selected by session level queries on the prod machine. So it will show you all the sessions. So this is a limited screen of only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 columns, but it is not only the 9 columns which are displayed here. Okay, there are some other columns also which you can see in the next screen, but you can see what are the details displayed. We have the session ID, the host machine name. All machines are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the first machine. The production is named with the number 1. The start time of the sessions. State is it active, idle status, okay, aborting status. The status you can filter. Okay, if you can give a particular filter here and press enter, it will filter those state only. Okay, if you can see, all these are filters, the boxes. If you want to give 2 here, then it will filter out all the records of 2. So you can query and filter those results. CPU, how much CPU it is currently using the session, how much IO it is using, what is the required IO still, and the next set of columns, the same rows, the next set of columns. Okay, earlier we have seen 9 columns and remaining columns are these: spool, temp space, join indexes. duration, who is the user who submitted the session, what is his priority, what is the workload category it is coming under. Then partitions, the CPU use, impact on the CPU. So all these details you can get. You can sort by any of these columns and see highly CPU impacted SQLs. And then again, same. You can see if you can abort it, or if you want to inform the users if the performance is not good, and if it is an ad hoc user. Because generally the load IDs and app IDs are not coming into monitor because they are already tuned and you might have given approvals to migrate it to the production. So generally, okay, we see who is this user first. If it is an app ID or load ID, then we generally don't touch those queries because they are already tuned as much possible. But if it is an ad hoc user ID, because in our organization we will be identifying who is the ad hoc user. If it is an ad hoc user and he is consuming more CPU, then there may be a possibility that he is doing bad joins, or the data types in the joins may be different, which he is not concentrating on. So all those things could happen. So you will monitor those IDs, okay, very keen to see if it is really impacting any performance of the machines. And if you click on that one of the session, this is the window which would be pop up with all the information of that particular session. So you have seen all the sessions in the above screens, and you have identified one session which is consuming large resources. So just click on that, you open it, it will give this window, the session number, and you have several tabs here. Give overview of this session, when it is started, who has started it, what is the CPU queue, what is the IO queue, spool, temp space, workload, classification. All these details you will see here as a summary. And then you can go to the other tabs. You can see here SQL, the explain plan, query band, blocked by. You can go to any particular tab and see. Okay, if you press SQL, it will give you the SQL currently being executed and which is consuming a lot of resources. And if you see the explain plan, it will give you the step-by-step explanation of each and every step, and it will highlight the current step is being executed in the particular SQL. Query band is the partition, the work group partition in which it is belonging to. And blocked by, if this particular SQL is blocked by any particular archival programs or the restore programs, it will show you this is being blocked by a lock on the table. If it is being loaded by multi-load, fast load, then all the locks are implemented on the tables, and at the same time if you are executing this and it is in the delay queue, you will get to know which is blocking this particular query from being executed. Okay. And in case if you want to abort this session, okay, this is a button here at the session. You can choose either change the work group so that it will be given high priority or low priority than the current priority, whatever it is, or if you want to abort it completely, you will have a abort button where you can click on the abort and abort the total session. Okay, so these are the two options available, whether you want to change the priority of the current SQL. Okay, if he is a user and he is requesting that he has to complete it by 1 more minute or 2 more minutes as it is priority, you may change his workload temporarily to high critical resources so that he can get more services, CPU cycles, and can complete his session quickly. Or if you identify this particular SQL is not optimized and it is consuming lot of resources and it is holding so many other users queries, then you can choose abort, where it will abort his session and free the resources for other users. When you are monitoring a particular query, if it is stagnant, then you can refresh it so that it will pick up the new details of the particular session. Okay, you may refresh it or you may pause that window. And to see the system health, so you can click on the system health tab here in the in the viewpoint. Okay, after query monitor is the system health. So in the system health, it can show you what are machines are connected, okay, which all are production servers and which all are the development servers, and which are very busy will be shown in red color, and which are with less resources consumed currently, they are shown in blue. So by seeing this, you can identify which servers are busy, which servers are free. So and here if you see, all these are portlets. So this is the portal, and within the portal you have added the workload monitoring, query monitoring, system health, canary map, system graphs, and you can add new pages also if you want. Add page, and then add content. Okay, so press on add page, add content, and whatever frequently used task you do, you add to this particular page. So you can configure all these tabs here. If once first time you log in, you don't have anything here. It is all free. It is all white paper for you. Okay, who has given all this? As a DBA, what task you generally perform, okay, all those tasks can add as portraits. Okay, so here these are the tasks generally we do. Okay, we have added these portlets in our viewpoint. So whenever I log in, I will have all these portlets available. So just click on that instead of going to add content, query monitor, okay, monitoring the sessions, all those things. I can just click on this query monitor portlet because I am frequently using this. Okay, if you are using some other windows, you can place it, or you can shuffle these placements. All those configurations you can do in the portlets. Okay. So here, once you see the system health, you can click on any of the machine what you want to monitor. It will show you the productivity of the machine, and it is canary map. What is canary map? It will show you a standard query. If it is executed on the machine, what is the response time currently? Okay, with this we can identify if the system is busy or not. But the output of this canary map is used to find out the system health, if it is red color or if it is blue color also. Okay, that is input for the system health. So see the graphs, here it is showing some peaks. So at that particular moment, this has taken a long time to respond to that same standard query, the canary query. And this is the system graphs. So whatever nodes connected in the production machine, you can see the resources, CPU usage, disk IO. How many clicks are there in the machine? See how many clicks are there. It will show you at each click level. Click is what? What is a click? Anyone remember what is a click?
I think it's a collection of nodes where they share the same memory.
Yeah. Right. So a click is the group of nodes which share the common pool of memory. In case of a node failure in the click, and it is a network connected machine, all the virtual processors migrate to the active nodes in the click. In case of hot standby node, all the vprocs will migrate to the hot standby nodes. So this is the number of clicks we have and number of nodes in each click. And if you want to monitor the CPU usage, disk usage, or disk IO, you can check those and see how the performance is in terms of CPU, disk, and disk IOs. Okay, so
No.
here you see the number of nodes are total 48 and one node is down. Okay, which is down? The click one. Yeah, good.
So I have a question. So when one node is down, right,
Mm.
all the vprocs, they are migrated to the hot standby node, right?
Yeah,
If it's like if it's available.
yes.
Yeah.
It should be available. If you have the hot standby configuration, the intention of having hot standby node is to get the virtual processes of the failed node and serve it with the same performance how it was being performed.
Okay, so next time when the node came up, right, after this maintenance came up, so that node will become hot standby node.
Yes, yes. Okay. So when the node get repaired, it will come into the configuration, but it will be staying as the hot standby node. So it would wait. If any other node gets failed, then it will get the virtual processors migrated to it. So that is the advantage, where you will have only one reboot when you have a hot standby node. That means whenever it failed, the node failed, you will need a reboot. Okay, so that the virtual process will migrate to the hot standby node, and when the node comes back, you no need to give a restart because the new node will become a hot standby node. So there is only one restart required in case of a hot standby node configuration. If you don't have a hot standby node, then what happens? When the node fails, it has to restart so that it will migrate to the corresponding all active nodes equally. So all vprocs will be distributed equally across all the active nodes. Okay, and it slow down the performance because one node is down. Earlier it was working with 4 nodes and now it is working with 3 nodes, so almost 1/3 of performance is down. And when the failed node comes back, to get its virtual processors back, it has to do a restart again. Okay, so there are 2 restarts required, and 1/3 of performance will be degraded in case of a node failure if you don't have a hot standby node configuration. Okay, if you have a hot standby node, you don't observe the performance degradation because earlier also it is 4 nodes and now also it is 4 nodes. Okay, and there is only one restart required to migrate the virtual processors to the active node, and when the failed node comes back, there is no need to make the virtual process migrate again because the new node becomes the hot standby node.
So when we say restart or reboot, so during that time the whole services will be down.
Yeah, for that moment, yes. When you do reservice, so all the processors are moving, so we're not sure where the data is, from where the data being accessed. So at that moment of restart, yes, the resources are down, but it's not very long time. Not hours or not days, it is just for a moment.
For a moment, okay.
And this is about TASM, the Teradata Active Workload Management, the Teradata Active System Management, which is the group of the workload designer, workload health, and workload monitor. Then we call it as priority scheduler and workload manager and the DBQL. So those are named as workload designer, workload health, workload monitor. So these 3 together are called as the TASM. Okay, as I earlier told you, this TASM cannot be accessed by everyone to configure, to design, because it is designed once at the enterprise level by the Teradata people, and we use the workloads which are configured to monitor or to change any particular sessions to the existing workload groups. That is what generally the application DBS does. But we don't create the new workload groups. So this is the workload monitor window, okay, which would show you how many partitions are there. Okay, so these are default partition, high partition, and end user short partition. These are three different work groups created in this production server, let's suppose, and it will show you how many queries are there in each partition. So here you see three active workloads are existing currently, and this is the CPU impact on the machines, how each query is coming, and if any query are rejected, it will show you here the numbers, deleted queries or deleted sessions, aborted sessions. Okay, and it will show you the number of queries on each and every partition group, and this is the outcome throughput of the queries. You can see three different graphs. You can see in terms of the pie chart, you can monitor the workload management in terms of pie chart, or in terms of the actual data, or in terms of this particular current state.
So what is this chart called, which is currently showing? Is pipeline or what?
It's not pipeline. This is the default view, the cumulative system data. You can call it as night print or something. Some name is there. Current state night print. This is the view, which would show you the partitions exist and the number of queries currently being executed in the partitions. Yeah, you know how to switch the workload management for each and every session, right? So in the sessions window, we have the buttons enabled where you can change the workload from one group to other group or to abort it completely. Yeah, the session level will have this. So these are the tasks what we can do at the workload management. You can use the existing workload groups to segregate the current executing windows, current executing sessions. And these are the tasks what we perform. Let me see, the system is up. So this is the Linux version of Teradata 14, where I have installed it for only viewpoint.
So this is a demo version of?
Yeah, this is the demo version of Teradata 14, VMware version. We install on SUSE Linux. This is viewpoint start. Here the problem is you don't have a proper shutdown mechanism. Even you shut down, it won't shut down. Okay, so we have to hardly close the machine. So next time we are not sure if it really boot or not. So this is the third time I have installed Teradata 14. So almost for each batch I am installing it to show something, but it is not helping us. So it won't it won't shut down properly. So next time we are not sure if it really will boot or not. Okay, so this is the PostgreSQL. So this is the database which is used as backend of this viewpoint. Okay, so PostgreSQL is the database which is configured with all the data of Teradata machines, and this PostgreSQL database would give input to the viewpoint front-end tool. So maybe ask the question, what is the backend for viewpoint. So backend of viewpoint is PostgreSQL.
There's another language.
No, it is an other RDBMS.
Oh.
PostgreSQL is an RDBMS. So this is the guide you can use to install Teradata 14. So this is the login name for the viewpoint, admin Teradata. If it boots, you can use this admin Teradata, and then the viewpoint is the TDP ID you can use. Let us see. It will take time. Let me give you this link so that if you are interested, you can install this Teradata 14 on your machines and try. Shall I give in chat window?
Yeah.
Please see in the chat window. I have given the link which can help you installing Teradata 14 and can do some practicals on viewpoint. Anyway, we don't have any sessions enabled, but you just feel it, how the portlet looks like and how you can add portlets in the portals.
So this is only for viewpoint, or we say also Teradata also?
No, you can execute everything, but viewpoint is the actual thing why we install this. The remaining things you can do on Teradata 13 also, right? But viewpoint is the extra thing here, so you can execute all other utilities, all other monitoring tools. But you don't have Teradata Manager Performance Monitor here.
No, we don't have.
No, the installation is already with Linux. Okay, so it is a VMware image of Teradata which is already installed on Linux. This is the Linux. So you just download this, the footprint of this virtual Teradata expression 14. Come here, TD Express 14 with 4 GB or 14 GB, 40 GB, whatever print you want. Okay, and then just open it from the virtual machine. You have the virtual machine home, right? So here just open as an open virtual machine and point that downloaded ISO image here, the VMware image. Click on open. That's it. It will boot the machine for you. And during the boot, what is the password, what is the login you have to give, everything is mentioned in this window. This is how we have to set up. The root and root is the Linux password and user ID first time. So once you log in, you have to log into the viewpoint with the admin and Teradata. That will show you the window for the setup. So you no need to install anything, Linux or Windows, because it is the image on Linux, which is already built in. So any other questions? Not only viewpoint, then whatever we covered so far. Because this is the last session in DBA, And tomorrow we are going to see the performance tuning topic in the second part of performance tuning in the development session itself, 8 to 9. Okay, there is no session tomorrow at 7 to 8. Please join at 8 to 9 where we cover performance tuning commonly for both the batches.
Manoj,
Yeah.
I have installed like a Teradata 13.10.
Mhm.
I have the same like a VMware what you're showing now.
Okay, so Linux version.
Yeah, it's Linux version, but it does not have the samples like retail all the stuff.
Mhm.
So is there any way we can import the samples from Teradata 13?
Only the database Linux version.
Yeah, because it doesn't came with the samples like we are working in the retail, right? Retail dot table something.
Because we want to export from there the database and import it here.
Uh,
Here,
I
the communication between different machines you cannot do. Okay, so if even we export data from there, how we can copy it here? I mean, the copy and paste is working for you
yeah,
between the
everything is
host and
working.
guest machines.
I have a I have a like a Teradata installed on the Linux on the VMware,
Mhm.
and I have a client installed on my Windows. They are communicating with each other.
Mhm.
And only thing when I see the go to the SQL assistant, don't see the samples because it doesn't came with the sample.
Yeah.
Teradata 13.10. But Teradata 13 itself came with a sample, but I have a 64-bit machine. It does not. I think it's not compatible with 64-bit.
Yeah. That's where we install the VMware workstation or player. Okay, so actually, I mean, what I know is if you install Teradata 13, okay, it will come with samples database and everything, all default databases.
Yeah.
What you can do is, in case if you are doing some more, if you are creating some more tables and you are making some more data insertion and operations, you can take that whole samples database what you worked on as a backup, and in case of the corruption of the Teradata 13, you can reinstall it and can reuse the backups what you have taken in Teradata 13 itself. That we can do that. But here, I mean, communicating between 13.10 with the Linux version and 13 may not be possible, I hope.
Okay, because you 13 is for Windows, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So within 13, you can take that backup and keep it somewhere. And after some time, if you reinstall 13, then you can reuse the samples database which you already worked previously on the previous 13 machine. That we can do. That I know.
So if you export like from 13, right,
Mhm.
and in a flat file or something, I'll be able
Yeah. So
to.
file by file, yes. I mean, table by table, you may do that. I am just thinking about the whole database archival, like arc main utility, and then restoring it
I
here.
just
That's what I'm thinking. That is not a problem.
I
But
can
if it is
install
a
the
table
single.
by table,
Yeah.
then what you can do is, I mean, you can export it with some pipe delimiter or something there,
Yeah.
each and every table, and keep all the files and copy here, and then here write the fast load script or btech script. If the data is very less, I think we can go for a btech and load it through btech. You create all the tables, keep the table existence with the show tables from there, and create the tables here, and then load the data one by one. That you can do.
I just need only one database for IF practice.
Pardon?
I just need a one database like a retail or something, so I can practice on that.
I
I don't
didn't
need
get you.
all.
I didn't get you. What is that?
I just need a one database sample. I don't
Okay.
need all of it. It's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, then I mean you can create one database and with two tables, and I mean why do take effort? Then you can create it here itself, right? Two tables or three tables, one employee, one department, one job, and
Okay.
populate some sample data. Just play around it.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
And anyway, in our case study also I have given the structures, the create table structures and the insert. So we may use those two tables to insert the data. One
Yeah.
dimension, one fact table, so that you can have the tables built in and you can start playing the SQL. So your intention is to fire some SQL in the Linux version, right?
Yes.
So you can use my script. In the case study, I have given one table creation and the data population. It's a statement. You just use that, get some tables populated, and you can write SQLs.
So did you already uploaded the case study and the script?
No, I didn't do that. I'll do.
Okay.
The execution script you are asking, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do that. So how was the case study yesterday?
Well, yeah, I was able to understand.
Mhm.